Gymnastics is hands down one of the most impressive sports on planet Earth, something which the normal person will never be able to do. It inspires jaw-dropping moments and feats of athleticism which often seem gravity-defying. Gymnasts all over the world, you guys have our seal of approval. Keep it up. Today we're looking at some of the best tricks and moments in gymnastics history, so stay where you are. First up, we're headed to Romania via Sydney. Come with us. The Aminar vault, more commonly referred to simply as the Aminar for women or Schrufelt for men, is a skill and vault of artistic gymnastics. The move is named after the first gymnast to perform it in official competition, which just so happened to be the Olympics in Sydney. Simone Aminar of Romania for women and Kyle Schrufelt of Canada for men. The skill is recognized as one of the most difficult in women's gymnastics, and for this reason, Simone was inducted into the International Gymnastics Hall of Fame in 2007. Congratulations. Both were performed for the first time at the 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney. The vault belongs to the Yurchenko family, consisting of a round-off onto a springboard, back handspring on a vaulting platform, and into 2.5 twists in a back layout salto off the table. Although this vault officially has a different name for each gender, Aminar is the more common usage for both genders. Sounds easy, right? The sheer complexity of the move is mind-boggling, and we struggle to understand how the gymnast can perform it and land without falling flat on their faces, as we definitely would. Definitely in the don't try this at home category. Look back at the '84 Olympics next. In the summer of 1984, a vivacious high school sophomore with a big smile vaulted her way into America's hearts. With a victory margin of 0.5 points, Mary Lou Retton became the first American female gymnast to win the Olympic individual all-around gold medal and left the 1984 Los Angeles Games a bona fide sensation. The youngster from West Virginia captured hearts and minds across the United States, including people who knew nothing about the sport she just captured gold in. Some achievement. Retton and her teammates enjoyed a trip to Disneyland and a ticker tape parade in New York with other U.S. medalists, whilst the whole team was invited to party at Bob Hope's house randomly. We hope there was no underage drinking going on. She also bagged massive sponsorship deals after her incredible performance in LA, appearing on the front of Wheaties cereal boxes. We all dream of being on cereal boxes, right? More importantly though, Retton did wonders for women's gymnastics and with no doubt laid the foundation for future American stars such as Nastia Liukin, Suni Lee, Simone Biles, and others. In the year after her 5-medal showing in Los Angeles, she also bagged 2 bronze and 2 silver medals. Gymnastics clubs enrollment in the United States increased by more than 40%, according to the sport's governing body. No doubt the majority of which was down to the 16-year-old. Bravo! Olga Korbut is up next. Stay right there. At the 1972 Munich Olympics, a young Soviet athlete wowed the crowd, winning 3 gold medals and pulling off the move that became instantly known as the Korbut flip. She arrived as part of the team USSR, and that meant she was expected to be among the medals, since the Soviets' Olympic program was incredibly strong, something that would attract much controversy in later years due to doping. Korbut was like no one else on the team. She appeared likable and warm, which is a far cry from the typical idea Westerners had of Soviets during that era. Korbut performed something that no one had tried in international competition, a backflip on the beam, a 4.5-inch thick beam at that. Her bravery and skill took the crowd's breath away. Then there was uproar and cheer. Until this point, the beam had been about ballet, grace, and poise. Suddenly, there was a girl performing extraordinary feats of agility on it with no fear of falling. It was spectacular and the crowd were completely in awe. Korbut won gold on the beam, then took another gold following an extraordinary display in the floor exercises, and got 3rd gold in the team competition. However, she only got a silver in the event that was to catapult her to superstardom, the uneven bars. It didn't matter, she had captured hearts around the world and had cemented her place as a gymnastics superstar. We couldn't talk about gymnastics without talking about Simone Biles, so stay tuned. Simone Biles is one of those generational athletes. The grace and poise she is when performing are nothing short of legendary. She also has a whole raft of tricks named after her. Must be a nice feeling. First performed at the selection camp for the 2018 World Championships on the vault, the Biles is a round-off back handspring with half-turn entry, front stretch somersault with 2 twists, an upgrade from the Cheng. Did you get all that? She also has another Biles on the balance beam, which consists of a double twisting, double tucked salto backwards dismount off of the balance beam, which she's been practicing practicing since 2013. I could practice that for the rest of my life and still never be able to do it. She submitted it as a new skill at the 2019 World Championships, where it received a H rating, which incidentally is the highest rating available on the balance beam. Biles debuted her new floor exercise routine, a double layout with a half twist, at podium training for the 2013 US Classic, 8 years after London Phillips completed it domestically in 2005. Biles was able to successfully complete the skill at the 2013 World Championships, and the skill was therefore named after her. You'd be pretty incensed if you'd performed it first, then it gets named the Biles, wouldn't you? We hope you like Eastern Europe, as we're headed back to Romania again now. At the tender age of 14 in the 1976 Olympics, Nadia Comaneci did something that had never been done before. The Romanian youngster had scored 7 perfect tens to blow away the opposition on the scoreboard too, which was not designed to show double-digit scores simply because no one was ever expected to be perfect. The guy in charge of the scoreboard, Daniel Baumat, commented, "I was told a 10.00 is not possible, so we only did 3 digits. Brilliant. She literally achieved something no one ever thought was possible. Some of us can barely make it out of bed in the morning." When the young Romanian finished her first perfect routine of the day, the uneven bars, the crowd went ballistic, and for good reason. They just witnessed history. Comaneci later said, "I felt I had done a good routine, so I didn't care to watch the scoreboard because I thought I was going to get a 9.9 or something like that, which was good as a start. I was already thinking of the balance beam because once the score comes, the music comes on, and we had to march across to the next apparatus. So I was putting that routine away and not paying attention to the scoreboard till I heard the noise in the arena. Incredible. She thought she had done good." Have you ever seen Comaneci's perfect 10? We suggest looking it up. Next up, a gold despite a broken kneecap. Yes, you heard us. Stay there. There must have been something in the water in Montreal in 1976. The Japanese men's team that year were full of superstars, but barely anybody knew of Shun Fujimoto, the diminutive Hiroshima native. Going into the team finals, the Soviet Union held a half-a-point advantage over their nearest challengers, the Japanese. The task was proving difficult for the East Asians to overcome, made much worse when Fujimoto fell during the floor exercise. He had broken his kneecap, maybe one of the worst things that could happen during an Olympic routine. The third event, rings, would require a much tougher dismount. He knew he would have to do a full twisting double somersault over 8 feet in the air and land on his injured leg. Problem? What problem? He nailed it. In one courageous moment, the 5'5" gymnast propelled himself into Olympic folklore, scoring his personal best of 9.70. Fujimoto was unsurprisingly unable to compete on the last 3 events, parallel bars and horizontal bars, but by this point his teammates felt as though they had to do it for him. The Japanese were incredible during the second half of the team final and defeated the Soviet Union by 0.4 of a point, 576.85 to 576.45. Fine margins to which Fujimoto had contributed heroically. Japan won their 5th straight Olympic team title, and Fujimoto was key to their victory. What a guy. Have you ever played on when injured? Some incredible stuff we've discussed today. What's the most impressive performance you've ever witnessed in gymnastics? Doesn't have to be a famous person. Maybe your little brother or sister is the next Simone Biles. Let us know below, and as always, thanks for tuning in, and remember to come and join us next time. Bye, guys.